I'm sorry I disappeared during Vlogmas. I am just here to rant for a hot minute. Let's talk about everybody going back into lockdowns again. We went into a lockdown December 18th, and it's through January 6th, I think, 4th or 6th. I am betting that it's going to go on even after that. I bet they're going to get to that. And all the people who didn't listen, and all the people who decided they just had to do stuff at Christmas or had to have parties or
I gotta live my life.
I know. I gotta live my life every day. I'm older than most of you people saying you gotta live your life. I'm gonna die before you. Shut the hell up. Think about it. So 2 weeks from now is when the restrictions here are supposed to be lifted and they're supposed to open things back up again, maybe. But 2 weeks is when all the people who probably freaking went out during Christmas parties and during shopping at stupid malls, everywhere else that they went, and breathing on each other and not washing their hands and I can't. Anyway, 2 weeks is when we're supposed to open, and 2 weeks is when all of those people will start getting sick. And I will bet you that they're gonna say in 2 weeks, "Oh well, the numbers just skyrocketed because that's what happened at Thanksgiving. That's why we went into that lockdown December 18th." I'm not stupid. I can do the math. Everybody got together for Thanksgiving and around Thanksgiving. And then 2 weeks later they were like, no, we're not going to shut everything down. And then they went, oh, too many people got together for Thanksgiving. And they went out on Black Friday when you're not supposed to. So we're shutting everything down. I'm like, you assholes. How do you not see this is going to happen? How do you not know? You've had all year. Do people not see a pattern here? Do you not see the pattern? It's like some big event happens or something happens, and then everybody gets together, and then 2 weeks later everything's locked down. Thanksgiving, everybody gets together, and
I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna go have a dinner. I'm gonna walk.
all of my shopping was online. You know what? It didn't kill me. I'm still here. I'm still alive. And everybody in my family is still alive. Knock on wood. No one in my family has gotten sick because of going out to parties or going out shopping or going out to, whatever. One family member got sick, or actually my nephew and another family member got sick at work, but nobody in the family got it. Their coworkers had it. They had a couple of coworkers get sick, I think, and they got sick, but they didn't pass it on to anyone. So we're all obviously doing something right. They had to go to work, which sucks. It sucks when the people who have to go to work get sick, and the people who are out partying and doing all the shit they're not supposed to do seem to like be scot-free. Like they're like,
let me go have my parties. Let me go eat at this restaurant.
and all these influencers going out, and there's like no consequences. And I'm just so sick of it, because now I just feel like they're gonna, on January 6th, it's gonna be the same thing. People had Christmas parties, people had get-togethers, and influencers are not all that stupid. If you think a bunch of them didn't have Christmas parties and didn't have big like getting together parties and doing gifts and doing all that stuff, like they did, they just didn't film it because they don't want to get the backlash, which makes sense. But at the same time, I see you. I know you guys are out there partying and doing, because you've been doing it all year. Why would you stop doing it around Christmas and around, God forbid, oh God, New Year's? So New Year's Eve, who wants to put bets down on how many influencers will not see anyone and will just stay home with one or two people on New Year's Eve? Zero of them. Zero. They're going to have parties. They're going to go out. They're going to, ugh. And then 2 weeks later, it's going to be we're going to be into the second week of January, and they're going to be like, we got to lock everything down again because everybody had to go out. It's like, Jesus freaking, I can't. Anyway, it's just getting really frustrating. I haven't seen my parents in over a year now, and I can't. I don't know when I can. And even if I get a vaccine at some point, even if they do, it's not 100% guarantee that you're not going to get it. It'll help your chances, but it's like a flu shot. You can get a flu shot and still get the flu. The thing about vaccines is they give people a false sense of security, and you think that I got a vaccine. I'm free now. I can go do everything. And I actually saw a post last night, and a guy said, and I'm not quoting him directly, I'll paraphrase it, but he basically said, so what you're saying is even after I get a vaccine, I have to still socially distance, wear a mask, and stay home as much as possible. Then why would I bother getting a vaccine? Who wants to punch him? I mean, you get a vaccine for your freaking loved ones, unless he's just a loner and I mean, obviously, if he talks like that, maybe he doesn't have anybody. Oh God, I'm so mean. No, I don't care. I don't care. Fuck you and your why should I get a vaccine if I still have to wear a mask? So what this guy was saying was, you're saying I get a vaccine and I still have to wear a mask? Well, fuck it, I'm not getting a vaccine then. I'm like, what is even wrong with people anymore? Oh my God. I will bet, and I hope I'm wrong. I hate to be like the oracle of stupid. I'm the oracle of stupidity. I have the all seeing stupid eye that sees stupidity everywhere, stupidity all around. I just feel like when all these influencers and people start getting vaccines, they're going to be like, oh, well, I'm not wearing a mask because I got the vaccine. I'm not social distancing because I got the vaccine. I got a vaccine. So I'm going to start flying all over the world and traveling. And I'm like, it's not a guarantee. There's still a percent that is not effective. I mean, I don't know. There's so many unknowns. But I never got flu shots until 2019 was my first flu shot. Because I was one of those, I'll just say it, idiots who, I mean, I don't want to say, I have a lot of friends who don't want to get them. And I understand the reasoning because that was all my reasoning too. I was like, I don't want to get a flu shot because. And my big thing was, I don't want some foreign thing in my body. Another issue with me is the vegan thing. They test on animals, they test vaccines on animals. They test, God, I just know people in the comments would be like,
Are you saying you love animals more than people?
no, I love everything. I love people and animals. That's the quandary. Quandary, big word, look it up. How do you protect people and protect your loved ones? Of course, I love people. I love my friends. I love my family. I love my husband. I love his family. I love people out there I haven't even met. I love Facebook and Instagram friends I've never met face to face, but I cry when something bad happens to them or they lose a pet or a family member. It breaks my heart. And I haven't even met them. So of course I care about people, but I'm allowed to care about people and care about animals. Did you know that? You're allowed to care about people and animals. You don't have to pick one. You can care about everything. You can even care about people, animals, and the planet. Oh, you heard it here first. You can care about all of them. You don't have to pick one. You don't have to pick two. You can pick all three. You can care about people, animals, and the planet. You don't have to be an asshole and just say, I only care about people, fuck animals and the planet, which there's way too many people like that. I also am going to piss off the vegan militia and say, I don't believe in people who are like, well, screw people, I only care about animals. No, not screw people. You're a person. And veganism, number one, is rooted in compassion and being compassionate and feeling towards all living things. And that's what I see in it. It is, I'm compassionate towards the planet, towards other people, towards animals. You love everything equally. You don't pick and choose who's more important and who's less important. The problem is when it comes to something like a vaccine, you're forced into that choice because I could not sleep at night, I don't think, saying, well, don't make a vaccine and let all these people who are at risk and elderly, which is my parents and people I know and older relatives and other people's older relatives and parents. I'm not okay saying, well, just let them die because I don't want any animals to get hurt. It's like, well, I don't want animals to get hurt either, but I also don't want people to die. It's all of the above for me. And I don't know if you knew this, but they actually make flu shots. They use chicken embryos, they use eggs, and that gets into a whole problem for me with why I never liked vaccines. I did not want to get vaccinated for anything again ever in my life. And I was being all like super clean vegan, eating clean. I don't want vaccines in my body. I am a fall risk for my blackouts, and I've hurt myself blacking out in the past. So I can't really risk getting the flu. I need to avoid the flu as much as possible. And that was a realization I just had to come to. And it's hard because you have to balance out your ethics. I mean, my ethics are my ethics. It's like you can't tell me just stop believing and stop caring about animals, and it feels selfish to say I'm going to get a flu vaccine and I know they've been tested on animals and I know they use chicken embryos, and I mean, I feel terrible about it. I also have to protect myself and my health because I have rescue animals. I have a house and a farm full of rescue animals. I have dogs, I have chickens, I have ducks, the story. I owe it to them. I'm their caretaker. I rescued them. I am their caretaker. I am their person. I am not their owner. I don't like the word owner. I hate that. It's like, that's a bad word. Don't say that word. I prefer animal caretaker. If something happens to me, if I get the flu, if I get sick, I cannot care for my animals properly. So I need to take care of myself. Unfortunately, that comes with a glitch in my ethics saying, well, I guess I have to get a flu shot. But after I got a flu shot last year and I made it through the whole winter feeling great, able to take care of everyone, didn't get the flu, I said, I'm sold. This is better, because previous years I would come down with the flu maybe 2-3 times because of my husband commuting to work. He was basically a little germ carrier back and forth to New York, and I would catch everything. In typical fashion, he would be sick for like 2 days, and I would be sick for about 9, which really isn't fair. I don't know how that always works out. I just can't risk it anymore. The thing is, though, just because I've gotten these vaccines doesn't mean that I'm not careful. I'm still wary of my health. And if I went tomorrow, which I won't, but because they won't give one to me, but if I could get a coronavirus vaccine tomorrow, it doesn't mean I'd be going, running around, going everywhere, traveling to Michigan and hugging my dad and being like, I got the vaccine, it's okay. It's like, it's new. Everything is too new with this. We need to be safe and cautious. And I know people hate that. And I'm the most risk-taking bitch in the world. How many of you are like jumping out of airplanes for fun? I have done 132 skydives. I haven't jumped in a long time. I am thinking about getting back into it again. My husband's a skydiver. He used to do motocross, and both of us are adrenaline junkies. I am not a cautious person. I have piercings in my face. My body is covered in tattoos. You haven't seen it, but I have an entire back piece. My entire back is covered in tattoos. I have wings and a tail, and I have tattoos on both my hips, on both of my lower legs. I have sleeves, half sleeves on both my arms. I have a chest piece. So let's just say I'm not sitting at home drinking green tea every day. I've led a wild life, and I've always been an adrenaline junkie, but I also know the reason adrenaline junkies live to a ripe old age is because they know when you have to be safe and prudent. There are things I'm willing to risk and things I'm not willing to risk. I am not willing to risk giving someone the virus who, even though I can sit here and say, oh, I'd probably be fine, I'd probably live through it. A lot of people said probably, they're not still around. People way younger than me have died from it, and that's horrifying and terrifying and awful. And it sucks. And I think about that all the time. Moreover, I could not live with myself. If I got sick and I didn't know, and I got someone else sick and they died, and then I caused a whole family to like lose a family member or something, I couldn't live with myself. And I think that's what bothers me the most about people going out and partying, doing all this. It's like they're only thinking of them fucking selves. It's like, think of other people. This world is never going to get better with people doing, I'm sorry, but the greed is good, me, Gordon Gekko thing went out in the 80s. I lived through it. It was there. It was a thing. And I've seen it come back. It's really disconcerting because for a while, I don't know, in the 90s, the 90s were kind of cool. That was my jam. I'm Gen X. The 90s were awesome. It was like the music, the everything. There was just like this sense of community in the 90s that was really cool. There's a lot of bad shit too, but I mean, overall, the sense of community and the sense of being on the right side of history and things like that were really cool. And now things have swung back around to like being like the 80s again. I'm kind of hoping that the next year is going to be more like how I say bring back the 90s, bring back Gen X 90s, the sense of community, the sense of everybody reaching out, helping other people and doing things for other people. And hopefully that's where we're headed. People need to stop just thinking about themselves. There's a balance. Certain things are about you. You need to do self-care. You need to have your things that are priority. You need to live your life. But you can do these things without threatening other people's health and well-being, and without challenging medical science that has said this is a bad idea, but you're going to still go do it anyway because you're an asshole who only thinks of yourself. So all I'm saying is think of other people. That's what I want everybody in the world to learn. It's not all about you. It's about everyone. Everyone is connected. Everything is connected. That's why I said you can't separate out your ethics with who's more important, the planet, the animals, or people. We're all important. Ethically, you owe it to this planet that you were born on to care for everything that lives on it, not just you, not just your species, not just the species you like or that you think is cute. Or you're like, well, I'm going to eat pigs because I think they're ugly. Well, you know what? I think you're ugly. Can I eat you? That's such a bullshit reason. It's just bullshit. You can be a caring, compassionate person. It's not that hard. I love the quote, it takes $0 to be a good person. All these influencers and all these people out doing shit they're not supposed to be doing and partying and throwing parties and traveling, they don't care about the $0 because all they see are dollar signs. That's all they care about. They care about themselves. They care about their wealth. They care about their numbers. They care about their followers. They care about who they're influencing. They care about who they're influencing, but they don't really. They don't care how they're influencing them. They care that they're influencing, but they don't care the influence they're putting out there. And that's the problem. So what are we going to do about it? I say stop following them all. Stop talking about them. That's why I didn't mention names. They know who they are, and you all know who they are. And I'm not even going to give them that real estate in my head to say their names. Screw them. I'm really not a mean person. I'm really not. I like to think that every single one of these people who is doing this could wake up one day and have an awakening and say, hey, maybe it's not all about me. I don't know. I think maybe some people just aren't evolved that way in their consciousness and where they are in the wheel of life or whatever you believe. They're just not ready. In the meantime, we all have to protect ourselves from them. They know who they are. You know who they are. Stay away from crazy influencers. Follow the good people. Give good people attention. Give yourself attention. Love to everybody. Take care of yourselves. Please like and subscribe. I'm not problematic, I promise. Only when it gets me views. Will it? I don't know. Good night.